Oh, yeah, and you didn't know until you married me.
Yes, because when I'm not doing anything,
Hi, my name is Edra,
and my name is Yanping.
and this is the Teo-logy podcast.
Today we're doing something a little bit special.
Yeah, we will be playing the fellowship game. And as a couples edition, right? But perhaps before we play it, maybe I give a bit of context to the game now.
Yep.
So this game was made in the reflection of the post-pandemic, where we came to realize as they came out of the pandemic, people struggle to be intentional, to have meaningful conversations. So we thought that these cards will be good to help facilitate and assist those conversations by already prompting you with certain questions. And this whole point is an opportunity to be pastoral within your Christian community, to assess the state of your faith and also the health of your Christian community.
But there's also a lot of laughter and a lot of fun
Yes,
involved.
most definitely.
There was one student who called this Mr. Edro in card form.
Yeah. So how are we going to go about this today?
We will answer questions. We will pick off each of the piles. So for context, the different colors represent different levels of intentionality for questions. Not necessarily difficulty, but basically to get to know people better.
Right.
And we have two decks because Edro will be picking from the English version, and then we have recently launched the Mandarin version. So many thanks to the people who helped us translate the cards into Mandarin. Yeah. So I'll be picking off the Mandarin version, but I will translate it for our audience in case you don't understand Mandarin.
So, shall we begin?
Sure. Do you want to go first?
Yes. Okay. All right. The first card is, which Bible character do you relate with the most and why? Relate. Maybe the closest I can think of is Nehemiah. But I know I am not a Nehemiah. So I think one thing I appreciate about Nehemiah is he doesn't mince his words. He says it as it is. He will tell the people to repent. He will intercede for Israel. He will pull people's hair if need be, right? But I think the one thing I might lack from him is how he is very... he knows how to plan things really, really well on the things that he needs. And he's always someone that ponders in thought. He doesn't act immediately like someone like me. I'm very fast in thought. But I think where I relate with him is when things needs to be said, he says it. It's something that I think I'm the kind of person also that will just say it. I mean, of course, I learn how to be gracious, but yeah, that's the Bible character I most relate to.
That's interesting because I forgot that Nehemiah has that side as well, the mulut laser and the do things. I kind of thought of you as a Peter, the immediately what you think then you say.
Oh yeah, actually when you think about that, that's true. So I guess I would like to relate more to Nehemiah, but now that I think about it, I definitely act more like a Peter.
The passion as well.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Cool.
That's true.
Okay, my turn. So I'm gonna pick off the white deck. In Mandarin, it says 你经常听哪一首诗歌？为什么？ So what it says is, what is one... I'm going to guess this is worship song because 诗歌 in normal context can be any poem. But what is a worship song that you usually listen to and why? I think the title of the song is There Is a Higher Throne.
Why?
So I like that song. I mean, if I got the title wrong, it's basically there is a higher throne. Na, 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 na. The part that I like is the chorus. So it goes, hear heaven's voices sing, their thunderous anthem rings through emerald courts and sapphire skies. So it's a song about revelations when you reach heaven and what you'll see. I don't think I've heard any song that talks about emerald quartz and sapphire skies. It's very visual. It paints you a very joyful picture, and you can find a lot of the description directly in Revelations 2021, I think, 21, 22. Yeah. So I like that song
Okay. All right.
by Keith and Kristen Getty.
Okay. Let me pick the next one. Beige one now. Although come to think of it, actually looks like purple. Okay. What is something that your heart tends to idolize? Wow. I think for me, I have recently come to acknowledge that my heart tends to idolize work and productivity. Although I am not part of the rat race, my posture is that of that I cannot sit still. And I want things to be done fast, now, and immediate. And if I don't do that, I get very flustered and frustrated, although there's no reason for me to get angry sometimes. So it's something I'm still working out, learning to actually rest in God's perfection, His rest, and when I get flustered, it is the evidence that my heart is idolizing productivity. Yeah, that's me.
So my turn with the purple cards, the tarot cards. 你认为你在目前的人生阶段里，上帝正在教导你什么？ So what it means is, what do you think God is teaching you in your current season in life? And I think He is teaching me how to chill and wait and be okay with not knowing what the future holds. I'm someone who really likes to plan and likes to know what's going to happen next. And I feel like now I am in a place where God wants me to be. I'm in the right place, right time. But I feel like there might be a transition maybe soon, maybe a long time more. I don't know. But I have no idea what that will look like. And some days it can be quite frustrating. But I think what God is teaching me is that it's okay not to know. And when time is up, God will tell me it's time up, and He will tell me where to go next. But for now, I got to be okay with surrendering and just leaving the future to Him.
If I may probe further, right? Would it be okay to provide our audience a little more context? If you had all the ability to make the choices now, what would you like to have seen certain things planned out that doesn't require God to say you can chill?
I think for the most part, a lot of it is career, because I am in a slightly, not to say uncertain state, but I am in one state and I'm holding a job in other states. So I'm not sure how long I can work that out, or whether things in my current job will change so that I can work here, or what will happen. I also have hopes for certain career development that I would like to try out, and I don't know whether I'll ever get down to it or when that will happen, which is something we talked about in an earlier episode, I think episode 2.
Yeah. So you're saying it is in that space God says, hey Yan Ping, chill.
Yeah. Because at the same time, I know that I am in the place where He wants me to be for now. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Move on. Okay. Now I'm going to take turquoise. Oh, lama. In one sentence, share what is the gospel in your national language or mother tongue. So obviously my mother tongue is Karat. I'll go with the national language. In one sentence. Tuhan Yesus telah mati bagi dosamu dan 3 hari kemudian Dia dibangkitkan sebagai juru selamat dan raja segala raja, Tuhan dunia ini, dan Dia memanggil kami untuk untuk
What are you trying to say?
seriously, suddenly my BM just ran out the window, right? Repent.
Oh, bertaubat.
Yes, alamak. Alamak. Okay, dan memanggil kami untuk bertaubat atas dosa-dosa kami dan percayakan atas kerjanya di salib Tuhan. Yeah, I think that's the best I can come with.
That was a very long one sentence.
Yeah, lots of commas.
Also, I noticed that when you speak BM, you tend to have a more I don't know whether it's called Indonesian twang or it doesn't sound super.
Indonesian, but there's a twang.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think cause also spending time with a lot of Sarawak Sabahans, you have a more melodic kind of speaking. Cause no offense to Malaysians, right? Who speaks Malay. I think those in Semenanjung, their bahasa Malaysia can get a bit very bahasa like basah. You know, like kamu ada apa masalah? Maybe they go like kau pahal. You know, because I came from Kebangsaan school, so I can tell I knew what I grew up with. Right, I was at SK school all the way. 我从小受英文教育 so
Good thing we didn't ask you to say that in your mother tongue.
oh no. Yeah, we're ching chong ding long all the way home. Yeah. So yeah, so that's
Okay.
Indonesian
Cool.
twang.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go for the blue now, or turquoise. So the Chinese version goes, 在你生命中有哪个时刻让你感到非常生气? And what it means is, what is a moment in your life that made you feel very angry? This is something that I realized recently, that I get angry when I feel like I'm not being treated my due worth. And to a certain extent, I think it extends to when I see other people not being treated their due worth as well.
And you get angry on their behalf.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to probe a bit further, right? How will it look like for me to have treated you to your due worth, and what are the moments you feel like I might have failed to do so?
I think for the most part, you're fine. Like, for the most part, most people are fine.
Yeah. So where's the benchmark, right? The threshold, yeah.
Yeah, it's usually when people are very hierarchical. So I hold on that all humans are created in the image of God and therefore should be treated as if you are created by God, loved by God, you're a child of God, right? So that what that means is the way I treat someone is I remember that that person is created and loved by God. So I treat that person with honor. And at the same time, I should have that same value. I don't hold myself lesser than other people because I also know that I'm a child of God. So it's when people write you off or just dismiss you, and usually it's because of a certain position that you hold. Yeah, it's like tying the value of a person's identity to whatever powers that they hold in hierarchy. That's the part that really turns me off.
Okay, so actually, hierarchy is fine, but the hierarchy in a sense of different responsibilities and roles, but never,
function,
but
not
never
value.
never to put down the other person because I'm your boss or whatever lah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I continue on with the next white one. Okay, what is your top pet peeve that annoys you? I think thinking this is connected to what my heart tends to idolize, but it can be in a positive sense. Now, I get really annoyed when someone wastes my time. I get really, really annoyed. Because for me, time is my greatest currency, right? And so, if someone comes up to me and brings me nothing of value, or just really waste my time lah, to just stop what I'm doing when I value that other thing more, I get annoyed. I probably won't get angry. I don't know, but I get annoyed. Yeah. Okay.
Why do you think you value time so much?
I think I have this character of I probably have a lot of ambition and there's a lot of things I want to do, and so I selfishly want that time to myself to get my things done flowing and smoothly. And I know God sees this as an issue at certain times and tries to slow me down lah. But I'm someone that wants all the time to myself, so that I want the time to do what I need to do and get it done.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. So I'm gonna go back to the white as well. 你最喜欢在空闲时间做什么?
You like the what most at your work? Okay, I made it up though.
喜欢 is like, that's right. 空闲 is free time. Well, 空闲 is free, 时间 is time. So what do you like to do the most during your free time?
Sleep.
Yeah. the first one that I thought of is sleep. But I also do have a lot of small hobbies. So recently, to try and avoid doom scrolling, I tried to pick back up sewing,
Yeah.
reading, uh, doing covers. Yeah, lots of different things for during free time.
Although we haven't done a cover yet here in Johor. We should. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Take the next one. What is the most embarrassing moment you've experienced? This has got to be my time in university. What happened was, um, I'm someone that used to take the public transport, and if I reach at a certain time, my university, Hub University, is able to have a shuttle bus. So there's one time I reached Bangsa LRT at about 6:30, 6:40 the bus
AM.
came AM. I was so happy. And I went up the bus. It was so dark, and I saw an empty seat, and I tried to sit down. And as I sat down, I wondered after 3 seconds, right, how come my butt hasn't reached the seat yet? And so I pushed my butt further down, only to realize a head popped out of nowhere. And I like, oh crap! And I ran behind. The people around were already laughing because I sat on someone. And the problem is, he, it was dark. He was wearing a black hoodie. Um, he was Indian. Okay, I'll probably get flagged for that, but I'm just stating the facts. It helps with the whole camouflage thing. And his whole body was like, if this was a chair, his back was lie down flat. So I sat on his back. Yeah, and he was like, woke up, like, "Oh, what happened?" And then the guy beside him is, I think someone sat on you, kind of thing. And it was so embarrassing. Yeah. So that was me.
Fun story, always tells all his students. Okay, I'm also at the purple. 你有什么奇怪的习惯？
Weird habit.
What weird habit do I have?
That with me you become princessy. Does that count? No.
That's not a habit. Oh, okay. I always have a song in my head.
Oh, yeah, and you didn't know until you married me.
Yes, because when I'm not doing anything, the song will be playing in my head, and then I'll be like tapping.
Yeah, and usually I'll feel it
Yeah,
on
or
my
like
hand.
if I'm holding him or whatever,
Yeah.
then I'll be like playing the tune, and then he will realize that I actually have a song in my head. So I didn't know this until he pointed out to me.
Yeah, and I usually get the song right 80% of the time. Yeah,
Nowadays, yeah.
yeah. Okay, turquoise. What is one personal encounter you had with God? Whew, all connected one. Okay. Again, it was in uni. Okay, so remember my previous answers. I'm someone that idolizes productivity, efficiency, work, and I don't like my time to be wasted. So back in uni, as a CF president, I was going left, right, center, meeting people and all that lah. Okay, and I was burning out. And back in uni, I was burning out every 3 months. By the way, it's bad. It's unhealthy. I had bad boundaries for myself. It got to a point where my friend just says, "Adriel, just go home," and I'm like, I'm fine. And the issue with me was I functioned at an 8 out of 10 energy output, and I thought that was normal. I didn't know there was such thing called rest at the level 4 or level 3, which I'm only learning now. And so I said, I'm fine. But as I said that, after a while, I slunk down to the side of the wall, and I was just sighing, like, cause I was tired lah. And then out of this random Christian whom I rarely talk to, out of nowhere, right? My senior somehow. I don't ever talk to him. He had no reason. He just comes and he sits beside me. And he just says, "Here you go, listen to this song." And I'm like, okay, sure. And the song was by Audrey Hassad, and the chorus goes like this. And that was the point where it hit me. Okay, so the song goes, chorus goes, "I am restless, I'm restless till I rest in you, till I rest in you." And when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, God, I get it. It took a random person to come to me for God to tell me through a song. And I went home and I just rested that day, right? It took me years later before I can learn my lesson, but that was one encounter which I was grateful for. Yeah, and I don't know why I was stubborn. Yeah, so yeah.
So in terms of learning how to rest, do you think you've reached like a level 10 of learning that lesson?
No. I still get very excited. So I think what I'm learning now is to channel this excitement in God's timing and to have that output of energy when the right time comes, not 24/7. So I'm still learning. If my output was 8 out of 10, I think I'm able to go to a 6 now. But I know there's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that I haven't really experienced yet.
Okay.
And I'm learning. I have to acknowledge that. It's quite humbling to say that lah, because it sucks to know this at the age of 31.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to pick my last card, which is blue. 你最喜欢成为基督徒的地方是什么？
Okay, wait, I want to try. 你最喜欢 is what you like the most? 基督徒的地方 Christian corner place.
Yeah. So what is one thing about being a Christian that you like? So the 地方 is like
The thing
about
being a Christian.
Direct translation is place, but yeah.
Right.
I think two things. One, I feel I only grasped it much later, which is the assurance of the gospel. Like, when you fail a lot, you have that assurance that you know that your salvation is not based on how well you live your life. I think younger days it didn't feel so serious, but older times when when you fail big time, it's more assuring, and you have somehow you have a stronger confidence as well. Second, the more fun one, I guess, is just journeying with people, and Christian community in general is very intentional. I remember I had a friend who was a non-Christian, and she said that she used to go to her friend's church youth group because they played netball. And she was like, I want to play netball too. So I want to go for, youth group. But that sense of doing community together is very big in the Christian faith. It's not always the case in other faiths. A lot of faiths is, you're kind of on your own. You go to the temple, you meet a lot of people, but you just do your thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Christian faith community, you're very involved.
Yeah.
Your faith is personal, but it's not private.
Yeah. In fact, I had one non-Christian friend, he was so frustrated with life, and I said, what help do you want? He says, I wish I had a mentor. And he asked for the right thing, and made me realize that actually in a Christian community, it's actually easier to get someone to journey with you intentionally.
Yeah,
and
in
it's a real privilege.
in the secular world, you probably pay for a coach or something.
Perhaps
life
yeah.
coach. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's it. Yeah,
we've done 6 questions each.
Yeah, so this is how the game looks like. Any insights when we were playing together?
Number one, of course, we didn't have activity cards. It would be a bit funny if we got activity cards in a podcast. Don't know how it'll play out. But number two, that sometimes when you ask a question, it encourages a follow-up prompt question. And that, I think, it's how it facilitates conversation, and it helps you to get to know each other better.
Yeah, I think because once I see the question prompts you and then the person gives the answer, it gives me the insight to want to know more and ask more. Yeah. And maybe that's how the game is, at least that's how we're playing it. Yeah. And so if you guys want a deck, okay, shameless plugin, right? It's 49 ringgit. Just go to Malaysian Christian Memes and fill in up the Google Forms at the link provided. Yeah, we also have now the Chinese version. If you think this is helpful for your Christian community, by all means, give it a try. It's meant to assist you, not to replace you. Yeah. So I guess that's it for now.
This is the Teo-logy podcast.
Till next time.
Bye.
Choose one person in the room, and try to make them laugh in the next 1 minute. Okay. Tell me whether you've heard this before, right? Dalam semua sendi-sendi di dalam badanmu, sendi mana yang paling sakit? Sendirian. Okay, that counts, huh? Okay.